Hey y'all. Okay, goodness gracious. I have been sitting here talking into this phone thinking I was recording. Got my sausage put in the skillet and was just talking away to y'all and looked up and my phone wasn't even recording. I'd hit the button, but it's like it didn't go. So let me tell y'all what I got going here. I've got some of my favorite smoked sausage, y'all, that I have just diced up. Got in my skillet here. Do y'all remember back whenever, it's been a minute, but I made those delicious oven pork chops that we made with like a skillet sauce and poured over them and then popped them in the oven, and then we made the gratin potatoes to go with them. Well, tonight what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of do that same gratin potato recipe, maybe change up just a little bit, but we're going to turn it into a dinner, and we're going to do some onions and and put the smoked sausage in there, and then mix it all up and then get it in the oven. What do y'all think about that? I think that would be really good. You could also do this recipe so many different ways, and I have done this before. You could use just the box of the gratin potato and do it with your smoked sausage and put it and do it all together that way. That's a little bit easier, probably a little bit more inexpensive. So this is one of those that is just so versatile, y'all. But tonight I decided to use real potatoes. We're gonna put some cheese in it, some heavy cream. I think it would be really good. But I want to tell y'all, I appreciate all of you that tuned in last night for the live. I really enjoyed that. I love just getting to talk with y'all and not have to focus on a recipe and making sure I'm telling you this and telling you that, you know. So I was just very comfortable and relaxed and talking, and I loved it. Y'all know I love to talk anyway. If you didn't know, you noticed, okay? But anyway, I did. I really enjoyed it, and I appreciate y'all, and we are definitely going to be doing that more often because I loved it. And and I want to tell y'all, okay, so you remember I said on the live last night, I said I'm going to start saying if you see this video on YouTube, then you're watching a fake page. I only have Facebook, yada yada yada. And so I just thought this morning, I thought, well, I'm gonna get on YouTube and look, and I'll tell you, I mean that live video was on there on YouTube, and I thought, surely did they edit that whole conversation out or what? And I clicked on it, and I kind of remembered when we talked about it, so I fast forwarded up. That whole conversation is in that video. So they're not even watching the video. They're just taking it and posting it. And so they posted that video and we had that conversation about what we were going to do about them taking it and putting it on YouTube. And then get this, the crazier part is people were commenting and saying like, hey, you know, like, just Merry Christmas, hey Kim, thank you for talking to us tonight, da da da. And I'm just like, what? Or today, because they had posted, like, whenever I seen it, it had been posted like 40 minutes. So I'm just like, what in the world did you not? I'm thinking, did these people not see that part or hear it? Like, I don't know, y'all. But anyway, it's not their fault, but I'm just thinking that's good, because that just lets me know that they don't even watch the video. They just post it. So that can maybe kind of help, but I don't know why those people didn't get it. Maybe they will. Maybe they just did. Maybe they fast forwarded through some of it. I don't know. But we're going to get to the bottom of it one way or the other. Anyway, y'all, I'm going to let this sausage cook for just a little bit, and then I'll come back and we're going to toss our onions in and we're going to get this going. This is a super easy meal. And by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, it is stolen content. I am only on Facebook. Okay, y'all, we're going to get our sausage out. Y'all know I like to get it good and get some good color on there. Let's see here. Try to leave a little bit of oil in there because we're going to toss our onions in for just a minute, and then we'll toss our potatoes in. I'm gonna let these cook down for just a second, y'all. And I just had a little bit, you know, you can do however many you want. I had a big onion that I cut open the other day, and you know how sometimes you get one of them big ones, and I mean, you just cut little pieces off of it for days. It's like, it's just so big. I mean, that thing was that big, and you can just cut your piece off and you've got enough. So anyway, y'all, let me let these onions saute up. We're going to get our potatoes in there, and we're getting on our way. Okay, y'all, I brought you over here where you could, I brought the pan over here so y'all could see it a little bit better. We're going to put in just a little bit of garlic. Y'all know I'm just using my refrigerator garlic. Let's see, just a little, I don't know, what's that, maybe about a teaspoon. Toss that in. Okay, let's kind of mix that around a little bit. Just let it cook for just a second. Don't have to cook very long. I love the smell of onions and garlic cooking, don't y'all? It's just one of the best things. And or even like if you have bell peppers and celery and all that, it just gives the best smell. Okay, so now I'm going to get us out some butter. Let's see, about a good 2 tablespoons. Well, I've had this sitting out and it's gotten soft. We're going to put that in there. Let me turn it up a little bit so it can melt. And then we're going to put our potatoes in. Let that melt down. What y'all been doing today? It was so windy and cold. Felt so cold here today. I have not even left the house. I had to go out and fill up my bird feeders. I thought, goodness, these birds better know that I love them. It was so cold out there. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna let this butter take a minute to melt. I think this burner was a little bit, I didn't let it get warm enough before I moved it over here. Let me let this do this, and I'll come back in a second. Okay, y'all, let's get our potatoes in here. And I sliced these up with a little knife. Now, if you have a mandolin, that's so much better, but I just sliced them up. You can see here, really, really thin. It's not that hard to do. It just does take some time, you know, because you can't just go through there slicing really fast. These are the yellow gold potatoes, but you can use any that you want. All right, so we're going to put these in. I don't know how many this is. I bought I had a 5-pound bag, and I still have a little over half left. So I'd say this might be about 2 pounds or so, give or take. But you can certainly do this in a smaller amount. And you can do just one of those lengths of sausage, you know, and put the other length in the freezer. If you know, I know I have a lot of people that cook for one. So, you know, I've told you before, those little lengths of sausage are perfect to cut and throw in the freezer in a Ziploc bag, because then you can just get out a piece or half a piece, and then you have it. So this is a perfect little meal. Grab you a few potatoes and some onion, and then there you go. You've got it, okay? So just kind of cut everything back, and you'll have you a delicious little dish. All right, let's go ahead and just season these potatoes up just a little bit. We don't even put much seasoning on this, y'all, because it does not need it. We're going to just do a little bit of pepper. A smidge of salt, because that sausage and everything, we're just going to hold off on it. And since I'm putting the sausage in it, I'm going to put a little bit of my Creole. Now, if I just make the potatoes by themselves as like a side dish, I don't add this, okay? So, since I'm doing the sausage, I'm going to add just a tiny bit. I think it will pair really well with it. And, of course, we're going to do a little bit of parsley. Let's see here. I think that'll be enough. Get that out of the way. But these potatoes just on their own, y'all, without the sausage, if you, I don't, some of you probably, I know a lot of you made them, but if you didn't, y'all, they are very, very good. It's a very good little potato dish, just by themselves, and it go well with anything, pork chops, chicken, a steak, whatever you want to go with it. Okay. Now here, I have a little bit over a cup of chicken broth. I wasn't sure how much I would need. I may end up needing more, but I think this should be enough. This is about 1 1/4 of a cup. So we're going to, let's see, we may need the whole thing. Yep, I think we're going to. I did a lot of potatoes. 1 1/4 cup of chicken broth. And then I have some heavy cream here. I'm thinking we're going to do about 1 1/2 cup, but I'm not sure, so we will see. If I don't have enough heavy cream, I've got some milk in the fridge. Well, this is all the heavy cream I have. This is exactly 1 1/2 cups. So that worked out perfect. Okay, let's pour that in. Oh yeah, I think that will be good. It's going to work out fine. Okay. That over here. Now what we're going to do, y'all, I am going to pop a lid on these, and I'm just going to let these come up to a good boil, and I'm going to let them boil for about 15 minutes, just till they start getting good and tender. And then we're going to come back and we're going to put all this together, and we're going to pop these in the oven. Hey y'all, I just wanted to show you real quick like how you want your potatoes to be cooking. You see how it's just on a good simmer like that, a pretty high simmer. I have it turned down pretty good, but you know, you turn it up and get them up to a good rolling boil, and then you just turn it down. Mine right now is a little bit over medium, okay? And then this is the first time I have stirred them up. They've been cooking now for probably about 7-8 minutes. So you can see how they look. That's what you want to do, and then just put your lid back on after you give them a little toss and keep on cooking them. Okay, y'all, I've just turned our potatoes off. I let these sit here and simmer with the lid on for about 14-15 minutes. Like, you want them to be tender, but not just falling apart. You know what I mean? And your timing may be a little bit different than mine. It just depends on how fast they're cooking, how thin or thick your potatoes are. So just cook them until they're, like I said, tender, but not just falling apart mushy, okay? Now we're gonna go ahead. Now, if you were just wanting to do this as a side dish, at this point you would just put your cheese in and put it in your casserole dish, okay? But since I'm making this a kind of like a little meal, now I'm going to put my smoked sausage in, okay? Like I said, y'all let me know if you want me to, if you didn't see that pork chop video or these potatoes when I made it before, and I will reshare it. I promise you, it is some of the best pork chops you could ever possibly eat. They are so good, and my followers that have made it can tell you that too. They've all loved them. Okay, now we are going to put some cheese in. This is just some mild cheddar. I think I have some mozzarella in here. Y'all know, just a combination of cheeses. So let's see, that's about what? About half a cup. Let's see. So I'd say that may be about a cup and a half. I'd say around a cup and a half or so. We'll mix it in and see where we're at. Y'all, these potatoes smell so good, just like they were, even without the cheese and everything in there. And then you also, after they get a little bit, you know, pretty tender, you want to kind of maybe grab you one out, give it a little taste test, check your salt and that kind of stuff. I did, and then I ended up adding just a little bit more salt to them, okay? So you always want to kind of taste for stuff like that. If it's something like this that you're not sure how much you're going to need. And I know this sausage is going to add a little bit of salt to it also. But I still felt like it needed a little bit more. Now, we're going to do a little bit more cheese. I want these to be cheesy. All right. So however much cheese you want. I would say 1.5 cups would be good, but then you can go from there if you want extra, okay? Okay, I think that's pretty good. I've got my casserole dish over here. I am just going to, ooh, it's a heavy dish. Let's see here. How am I going to do this? I don't want it to go all over. There we go. Okay. Now we in business. Alright. I'm just going to, and we're not going to cover this. We're going to cook this uncovered. So a lot of this, I know y'all are seeing all this liquid. A lot of this liquid's going to evaporate because we're not going to have a full or anything on top of it, okay? So it's going to cook up just fine. Yeah, that smells amazing. Okay. Let's see here. Here it is, y'all. Get you up here. You see this? I'm fixing to pop this in the oven. I have my oven preheated on 425. I know I should have already told y'all that, but I always forget. 425. We're going to cook these for probably about 20 minutes, and I'll be back. Hey, y'all. Okay, our little dish is done. See it over here? It's still so hot. I've been trying to let it cool for a second, and of course, I went on ahead and got me some out to try to let it cool. I cooked this on 425 for about 20-25 minutes, and then, you know, I like to turn it on broil and get everything kind of brown. So if you don't want your sausage, you know, this dark color, you don't have to do the broil part. Also, I want to tell you, y'all know I like everything kind of thin. So I feel like, though, that the liquid amount in this that I did may be too much for some, or a lot. So I want to recommend, I want to recommend for y'all to do 1 cup of chicken broth and 1 cup of heavy cream to start with, okay? And as long as it about covers your potatoes, you know, whenever you put it in there to boil them at the very beginning, or even almost covers them, I think that will be enough. I don't want y'all to end up with it being too soupy or whatever, because like I said, I know everybody doesn't like it the way that I do. So do less liquid when you start, and then go from there, okay? And of course you want to do less or more if you're making a different amount, okay? That's going to depend on how much you're making, okay? But here it is, y'all. Does that not look so good? Oh my goodness. I love stuff like this. Y'all know I love, this shirt keeps feeling like it's trying to choke me. Y'all, I don't like stuff real tight around my neck. But look at that. It's still just smoking hot. This is steaming. Also, like I told you earlier, you can do this recipe with just using a box of gratin potatoes, scallop potatoes, whatever you want to do. It's so versatile. You can, the only thing is, you would basically just need to mix it all up. You want to cook your sausage a little bit first, but aside from that, then you would just put your potatoes in, your liquid, and toss it in the oven. You wouldn't have to pre-cook those, okay? Because they're kind of dehydrated or something. I don't know. What is that called that they do? Is it dehydrated or... I don't know. Now I've got to thinking, y'all. That's dangerous. Mm. 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 That's so good, y'all. Just, and y'all know, you don't even hardly put any seasoning or anything in this. Just the cheesy potatoes and the sausage just give, it is just such a good flavor. And I know y'all know, you know, if you make stuff like this, there's nothing to it, and it's just so good. It's always so flavorful. Anything with this smoked sausage in it is flavorful, because it is just full of flavor. That is excellent, y'all. You could do this and a little side dish. Dinner is done. Also, like I said, you can do the potatoes just by themselves. I'm going to, well, if several of you ask, if you've not seen that pork chop, mostly I want to reshare that pork chop recipe because it's so good. Y'all, I don't like to wear y'all out with posting the same old stuff over and over, but if some of you have not seen it, let me know, and I will just reshare it for you, because I know you're going to want to make those pork chops if you've never made them. They're delicious. Anyway, y'all. Oh, yeah, let me tell y'all something real quick. I know I have let this run a little long, but I want to share this with y'all. So, I started hearing this racket earlier, and I thought, what in the world is that? And then I realized, I thought, oh, they're shooting fireworks off in town. They do like a little Christmas deal here every weekend, like 3 weeks before Christmas, or 4 weeks, I'm not sure. So I started hearing, and I thought, oh, that's the fireworks from the Christmas deal that they're doing. And I'm so close, like I could see them, you know, like I'm just right in town. So listen to this, y'all, and this is just, it just amazes me. So I heard the fireworks. I was in here and I was messing with this. I walked up to the back door, like I said, because I can see them. As soon as I walked up to the door and looked at the fireworks, you know how some of them like come at you, you know how they'll do those like it's like raining at you. As soon as I walked up there, it was a huge big thing that like comes straight at me, and it was purple and gold. And I was just like, oh my God, it just it literally took my breath away. If you don't know, I mean, that was like Kanan's colors, because he was such a big LSU fan. But I just stood there and I was like, did I really just see that? Like, I mean, like I said, literally as soon as I walked up there, and it's like it just came straight at me. But anyway, it warmed my heart and hurts me all at the same time. But anyway, y'all, this is a delicious dish, and I will see y'all next time. Bye bye.